My name is Aaron Miller. Actually, I've been with Southside since I was 5 years old. So I played sports within the Southside Youth Association. My dad coached after I went to college and graduated. I came back and I continued to coach myself. The U.N.I.T.Y program was actually, I was one of the main individuals who helped put the U.N.I.T.Y program together. So when we first put this program together, we were trying to find something similar to like a mentoring program to kind of help out besides sports. So that's originally what it was designed for, and as of now, I'm the program director. So all the programs that's under the U.N.I.T.Y program, I'm pretty much the head of those, in which we still have other people who run those programs as well, but I am the program director. I do a little bit of the marketing as well via social media, and also I do some of the mentoring as well. Being here in Fort Worth, in the inner cities as well, one of the main things that you always see is sports programs. Sports is very beneficial for kids, but there has to be something else besides just athletics. Within the U.N.I.T.Y program, we deal with literacy, we deal with mentoring, we deal with just the overall of making a kid better. So we may deal with sports and things like that, but from a unity standpoint, what we try to do, unity is unity. We help bring the entire community together, and it's just so important that we teach kids how to become great human beings. And that's what the U.N.I.T.Y program does. We take them from nothing and we try to build them to something. We teach them how to communicate with people, how to be healthier, how to become better people, how to be better students. So it's from a holistic standpoint versus just one individual thing. So I think us being able to touch kids' lives and serve as mentors versus just doing sports, that's something that we really, really need, especially here in Fort Worth, especially in the inner city communities. And I think that is the huge benefit for this U.N.I.T.Y program, because we not only touch one thing, it's multiple things. It's parental engagement, it's education in kids, it's mentoring in kids, it's teaching kids how to become better human beings, and things to that extent. So it's a list of things in which what we do here in the U.N.I.T.Y. You got two sides. You have Southside Youth Association, which is our sports component, and then you have the U.N.I.T.Y program. Within our U.N.I.T.Y program right now, we have three main programs. We have what's called a PASS program, which is a parental engagement program, in which we try to get our parents to be more involved from an educational standpoint in our children's lives. Right now, we see there's a big disconnect in parents and kids' education. So what we're trying to do is strengthen that relationship so our parents can know what's going on in the schools, what's going on educational-wise with our kids, so that they can be more successful in the classroom. So we have a PASS program, and then also we have what's called a GLUE program. The GLUE program is the glue. We try to be the glue of the community. We try to stick together. Glue is glue. We all know what glue is. In that GLUE program, we have 4 steps. We have literacy, which is something that's really, really needed here in our communities, teaching kids how to read, how to be able to read and comprehend. So we have a literacy program. We have a leadership program. We have an entrepreneurship program to teach them how to be entrepreneurs. And one of the main ones that we have is a behavioral program, which is more of our mentoring program. So we may get those kids who may have a lot of behavioral issues, and our job is to get them to overcome those negative behaviors and how to look at things from a positive perspective. So that's our GLUE program, which is a 4-step program. And it's based off actual grade levels. So they may be in kindergarten through 3rd, and they may be in that literacy program. The next grade level, they go up to the behavior program, then they go up to the leadership, and by the time they graduate high school, they learn how to become entrepreneurs. So that's basically what the GLUE program is. And then also we have what's our triple threat program. That's our sports program. So that's a combination between football, basketball, and track as well. So we partner with POW, which is the Fort Worth Police Department, and we find ways to get kids to be able to work together from all around Fort Worth, not just the south side of Fort Worth, but the east, the north, the west, and the south side of Fort Worth come together, and we teach them how to play sports as well. So right now, those are our 3 main programs that we work on, and I think that's going to touch every aspect of what we need in our community. Me, I happen to be lucky. I came from a two-parent household, but sometimes, even when you come from a two-parent household, that doesn't mean you're automatically going to be successful. But for me, my perspective of success comes from having more than one father figure. So by being, with this organization, I had multiple father figures. As a man, you can never have too many mentors to make you become a better man. So for me, it was going through this program, and then also, one of the funny things is I played football for 7 years. I didn't win a Super Bowl till my 7th year. So what that taught me patience. That taught me how to stick with something and not quit or not move to another team. But sometimes the grass isn't green on the other side. So it taught me a lot of things in life, and it just taught me how to stick with something. So for me, the success was being able to move to this program, coming back and working with these kids. One of the success programs that we have right now, we had a kid who just played football with us. Their house happened to burn down, lost everything. Right now, that kid is still flourishing in high school, because at the end of the day, when that kid lost everything, he could have lost his mindset, the positivity of wanting to still be in school, still wanting to have friends, still wanting to be socially connected with everyone. But he was able to fight through that, still in high school, still doing great right now as well. And sometimes we do see him come back to the games, and the other kids, they shake his hand, they have fun with him and stuff like that. So just being able to endure and go through that situation and still be a student in high school when being socially connected is so demanding. Like, the peer pressure on kids is so much, and just to be able to man up and get through that situation and still smile every day, that's a success for him. So man, we're in the inner city of Fort Worth. There's been a lot of growth in Fort Worth, but then also, just like there's growth, there's a side that you don't want to see. For us, there's a lot of African American young men in our programs. So if not for this program, there's no telling where these kids will be. There's an opportunity for these kids to be on the streets. At the end of the day, we don't want to lose a life, but there's an opportunity for these kids to lose a life. Like, this is Southside U.N.I.T.Y has created like a safe haven for these kids because we deal with so much neglect, so much abuse and things like that. When these kids come here after school, they can forget about it. They don't even have to think about it. So we do serve as a safe haven for our kids. We do protect them from the streets. We protect them from the troubles. They're able to carry their education from school to another building for a couple more hours. So instead of going straight home from school and then being at home and being in that community where things aren't so great, at least they get to share a couple more hours with being here and feeling safe and secure. So that's probably the biggest thing, just feeling more safe and secure for a couple more hours until you're able to get home for our kids, because a lot of our kids, they have those one-parent households. They may go home, and that parent may be at work, and that child may be at home by themselves until 10, 11 at night. So we do fill that void, which eliminates those kids from getting in trouble. Because when no one's there for them, they get into a lot of different things. So we fill that void for them as well. I think just wanting to build our people up, build our youth up. That's the main thing right now. Our youth right now, they're so, with the music that they deal with the news that they hear, everything that's force-feed to them is so negative. Our kids, they need a positive influence. The main thing is when you dedicate your time, you become not only a mentor, not only a coach, but you become a parental figure to those kids. Some of these kids, they don't have that. So I think a lot of people should be willing to volunteer their time, because I tell people all the time, our youth today is our future. So it's our job as adults to volunteer and help as much as we can so that we can make these kids become better people for the future. Because if I have a kid right now today, in the next 20 years when my kid, becomes a young adult in college or in high school, the people that's going to be helping them and assisting them to become better people are the kids that we have right now today. And these kids need mentors and guidance just as much as anybody else does. So I think volunteering your time is definitely beneficial, because these kids, they need that positive influence. They need those role models. And that's what we serve, and that's what we need. I think one of the biggest takeaways is growth mindset. A lot of our kids, they come in with a fixed mindset where they only believe that they can do what it is that they can do. They can't do any better. When you go through this program, one of our main things, we teach you how to become a better person. So you're not so consistent, so much being stuck on letter A, you're able to grow and move to letter B, letter C, letter D, letter E, letter F. So what we do is we teach them growth mindset, how to grow and become from the kid stage to a teenager to a young adult. So I think when they walk out those doors, they say, wow, I'm able to learn and I'm able to grow each and every day, each and every week, each and every year. I'm able to grow and become just a young man. I don't have to be what the community already wants me to be, this child stuck in this mindset. So I think that's one of the biggest things that our kids are able to get is that growth mindset perspective of things, how to become a better person every single day. Also, they don't have to be what society wants them to be. They can be the doctor, the teacher, the lawyer, whatever it is that they want to be, instead of being that statistic. A lot of our young men come in here, what do you want to be? I want to be a football player, I want to be a rapper. That's always the go-to answer. But by the time that they leave, by going through that glue program, they've learned about leadership, they learn about entrepreneurs. So now their options are, it's a wide variety of options versus just those narrow options that they had in the beginning. So that's really what the U.N.I.T.Y program teaches our kids, that we have options in life. We can become better each and every day. And once they learn that, they become better individuals, they become better people to society. For me, is getting your kids involved. I think sports is amazing. Sports is an option for kids to be able to go to school for free and make something out of themselves. But don't just narrow your child to just sports, or don't just keep them locked into just one thing. With U.N.I.T.Y, we provide sports, we provide mentoring, we teach them how to become all these different things. Now, I think as adults, sometimes we see our kid, oh, they're good in this one thing, and we're gonna drill them on this one thing. I think it's always important to provide our children, our youth with options to say you can become this. I mean, you can never gain too much knowledge. And I would just like for people to become as engaged as much as you can. Also, if you don't have the time or the ability to do it, allow other people to step in and do it for you. That's not to say you're not a bad human being or a bad parent. It's just maybe I'm just trying to make a way for my child and I can only do this. But find different ways and allow people to come in and be another tool to help you as well. So those would be my main things.